Donald Trump is no stranger to bold pronouncements. Throughout his career, both in business and politics, he has made headlines with his audacious statements and ambitious plans. From building skyscrapers to proposing sweeping policy changes, Trump has always aimed high. Yet even by his standards, the idea of expanding U.S. territory to include Panama, Canada, and Greenland raised eyebrows. This proposal was not just another one of his business ventures, it was a geopolitical move that could reshape the global landscape. This wasn't just about tweaking trade deals, it was about fundamentally altering the balance of power in the world. The inclusion of these countries would bring significant economic and strategic advantages to the United States. It was about redrawing the world map with America's dominance firmly etched in. The potential acquisition of these territories would not only expand the U.S. borders, but also its influence on the global stage. Trump, known for his real estate ventures, seemed to approach geopolitics with a similar mindset. He viewed countries as assets that could be acquired, developed, and integrated into a larger portfolio. Could entire countries be added to the American portfolio? The idea seemed far-fetched, but in the world of Trump, nothing was off the table. His unconventional approach to politics often blurred the lines between reality and ambition. The notion, while outlandish to many, appeared to hold a certain appeal for the former president. His supporters, known for their loyalty and enthusiasm, were intrigued by the prospect of a larger, more powerful America. The idea first surfaced during his presidency, sending shockwaves through diplomatic circles and igniting debates on the world stage. International leaders were caught off guard, and the media buzzed with speculation and analysis. Was this a genuine policy objective or simply another example of Trump's penchant for headline-grabbing pronouncements? Critics argued that it was a distraction, a way to divert attention from other issues. Supporters, however, saw it as a bold vision for the future. Whatever the motivation, the notion of America expanding its borders so dramatically in the 21st century was a lot to process. It challenged conventional thinking and forced people to reconsider the possibilities of international relations in a rapidly changing world. Historically, the United States has expanded its territory through various means, from the Louisiana Purchase to the annexation of Hawaii. Each expansion brought new challenges and opportunities shaping the nation we know today. Panama, with its strategic canal, Canada, with its vast natural resources, and Greenland, with its untapped potential, each offered unique advantages. The integration of these regions could redefine America's role in the global economy and geopolitics. Experts debated the feasibility and implications of such expansions. Economists analyzed the potential benefits and costs, while political scientists pondered the diplomatic ramifications. The discussions were complex and multifaceted, reflecting the enormity of the proposal. Public opinion was divided. Some saw it as an exciting opportunity, a chance to strengthen America's position in the world. Others viewed it as unrealistic and potentially destabilizing. The debate highlighted the diverse perspectives within the country. As with many of Trump's ideas, the proposal to expand U.S. territory remains a topic of intense discussion. Whether it was a serious policy or a provocative thought experiment, it captured the imagination and sparked conversations about the future of America and its place in the world. To understand Trump's thinking, it's crucial to grasp his worldview. He sees the world as a chessboard, a high-stakes game where power is the only currency that matters. From this perspective, expanding American territory isn't just about acquiring more land, it's about projecting strength. Trump believes that America should dictate the terms of global engagement. This means controlling strategic locations, securing resources, and limiting the influence of rivals. In his mind, Panama, Canada, and Greenland each represent a piece of this puzzle. These ambitions, however, go beyond mere economic or strategic calculations. They are fueled by a deeply ingrained belief in American exceptionalism. Trump believes that the United States has a unique role to play in the world, and that its interests should always come first. Trump's interest in Panama centers on the Panama Canal, a vital waterway for global trade. This canal, which connects the Atlantic and Pacific Oceans, is a crucial artery for the movement of goods worldwide. Its strategic importance cannot be overstated, as it significantly reduces the travel time for ships, making it a linchpin in global commerce. He has expressed concerns about China's growing influence in the region, particularly its investments in and around the canal. Over the past decade, China has poured billions of dollars into infrastructure projects in Panama, including ports, railways, and logistics hubs. These investments are part of China's broader Belt and Road Initiative, which aims to expand its economic and political influence across the globe. For Trump, this represents a direct threat to American interests. He believes that China's growing presence in Panama could give Beijing undue leverage over one of the world's most critical maritime routes. This concern is not unfounded, as control over the Panama Canal could potentially allow China to disrupt or manipulate global trade flows to its advantage. The Panama Canal is a critical choke point for global shipping, and any disruption to its operations could have severe consequences for the U.S. economy. The canal handles a significant portion of U.S. imports and exports, and any delays or blockages could lead to increased shipping costs and supply chain disruptions. This would not only affect American businesses, but also consumers, who could see higher prices for goods. Furthermore, Trump views China's presence as a potential security risk, fearing that Beijing could use its influence to undermine American interests in the region. The proximity of Chinese investments to the canal raises concerns about espionage and the potential for China to exert military pressure. This is particularly worrying given the strategic importance of the canal in times of conflict. Trump's rhetoric on this issue has been characteristically blunt, accusing China of ripping off the United States and vowing to protect American interests. He has repeatedly emphasized the need for the U.S. to counter China's influence and ensure that American economic and security interests are safeguarded. His statements have resonated with many who share his concerns about China's global ambitions. He has suggested that the U.S. should consider taking control of the canal, either through direct ownership or by exerting greater political and economic pressure on Panama. This idea, while controversial, underscores the importance Trump places on the canal and his willingness to take bold actions to protect American interests. Whether or not such measures are feasible or advisable remains a topic of debate among policymakers and experts. Section 4. Critics cry foul. Is Trump's anxiety overblown? Trump's pronouncements on Panama have been met with a mixture of amusement and alarm. His statements have sparked a wide range of reactions, from those who find his concerns exaggerated to those who believe he is raising valid points. The issue has become a hot topic in political circles, with many questioning the basis of his anxiety. Critics argue that his concerns about China are overblown, and that his proposed solutions are unrealistic and potentially dangerous. They suggest that his rhetoric is more about stirring up his base than addressing real geopolitical threats. Many experts believe that his approach could lead to unnecessary tensions and conflicts, rather than fostering constructive dialogue. They point out that the United States already has significant influence over the Panama Canal. The canal, a vital maritime route, has been under U.S. oversight for decades, ensuring that American interests are well protected. The strategic importance of the canal cannot be overstated, and the U.S. has long maintained a presence to safeguard its operations. The U.S. built the canal in the early 20th century, and it retains certain rights and privileges under the terms of the Panama Canal Treaty. This treaty, signed in 1977, ensures that the U.S. has a say in the canal's operations, even though Panama has full control. The historical ties between the two nations are strong, and the treaty reflects a mutual understanding of the canal's importance. Furthermore, Panama is a close ally of the United States, and it is highly unlikely that it would allow China to use the canal in a way that would harm American interests. The relationship between the U.S. and Panama is built on trust and cooperation, with both nations benefiting from the canal's operations. Panama's strategic decisions are often aligned with U.S. interests, making the scenario of Chinese control highly improbable. Critics also argue that Trump's confrontational approach towards China is counterproductive. They believe that his aggressive stance could escalate tensions and lead to a trade war, which would be detrimental to both nations. The global economy is interconnected, and a conflict between the U.S. and China could have far-reaching consequences. They believe that the United States should engage with China diplomatically and seek to find areas of cooperation, rather than resorting to threats and intimidation. Diplomacy, they argue, is the key to resolving complex international issues. By working together, the U.S. and China can address common challenges such as climate change, global health, and economic stability. Constructive engagement, rather than confrontation, is seen as the path to a more stable and prosperous world. Section 5. Oh, Canada! The audacity of absorbing a neighbor. Trump's territorial ambitions extend beyond Panama. He has also floated the idea of incorporating Canada into the United States, a proposition that has been met with a combination of ridicule and concern. The idea seems to stem from Trump's belief that the United States and Canada are natural allies with shared interests. He has praised Canada's resources and strategic location, suggesting that the two countries would be stronger together. However, the suggestion ignores the deep cultural and national identity of Canada, a country that prides itself on its independence and distinct values. The suggestion has been widely mocked in Canada, with many viewing it as a testament to Trump's lack of understanding of their country. It also raises serious questions about Trump's respect for international norms and the sovereignty of other nations.